Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm sat with Sheridon Gumbs. Bro, introduce yourself.
I'm honoured to be here. I'm Sheridan. I got the call up. Tarun came. He came by Eton. A couple months ago now. A little catch up, and then obviously asked me to jump on the podcast.
Of course.
Said it's something that I've always wanted to do, but now we're here.
100%.
Now we're here, and
100%.
now I'm excited. I play sports. That's probably the most exciting thing. It's probably the most exciting thing about me. Now obviously Tarun and I grew up. We didn't see too much of each other, but see, we've got older cousins and whatnot. So I think probably the best memories of us just being at like weddings and stuff, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Just the amount of fun, yeah.
For sure.
I remember you used to have your Game Boy. You used to have your Game Boy.
I was probably just sat in the corner just playing that, bro.
No, that was jokes. Yeah, no. Well, I'm 19. Play cricket. So I've played for 3 different counties, so Berkshire, Bucks and Surrey. Club cricket also for Slough and Esher and for Tring. And here I am on my gap year, about to start uni. Off to Loughborough. Yeah.
It's exciting times, man. I think, to be fair, we need to let the audience know, as a disclaimer, we are related. We're cousins.
Yeah.
I think
cousins.
just to clear that up, when they're hearing about the
cousins,
wedding and the Game Boy, they're probably like, what's going on here? What he's talking about? But we're cousins, so we've grown up together. Like you said, we haven't seen too much of each other over the past few years, but I think naturally you kind of reconnect with.
Yeah, as you get older, definitely.
Yeah, of course, man.
As I said before, like with less weight on your back and relying on your parents and whatever else to bring the younger generation together. Obviously, as I've gotten older, more independence and do things like this.
Yeah, of course.
You're a prime example of this whole place, which is mad, but yeah.
No, of course, man. I mean, obviously, in the introduction there, you were super humble. You said you play cricket, you play sport. I mean, obviously, you've taken it to a completely different level in terms of, of how young you are and what you've already been able to achieve.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? So recently, you were in the under-19s for England, right?
Yeah, so see, last year I had an unreal season. Was scoring loads of tons, so loads of hundreds. Obviously got picked up and noticed, which is obviously a nice thing. That was basically a game. So the under-19s already have their sort of squad from the year before. So you have like a year above me, and some of the younger ones as well, or my year, who've been picked up a lot earlier, noticed a lot earlier. There was a match at the end of the season last year. It was basically those who hadn't been seen too much, put them together, see who does well, see who performs. And I'd luckily done well in that. They had me down to bat, I think at 6 in the first innings. And like, I'm an opener, so I love opening the batting. So I was pretty pissed off at first. And then I remember one of the coaches said, "Where do you want to bat?" And I was like, "Please let me open." I was just seeing the standard and obviously backing myself as well. At that point, I was like, what have I got to lose, sort of thing, because the season's done. And yeah, whatever happens, really. So I went out, batted freely, bro. Yeah, literally, like, I think me at my best with cricket, and I think with loads of other people as well, I think people are at their best when they're not thinking about it. You just trust that intrinsic feel. And that was it for me, that innings anyway. Scored a ton as well. And then got spoken to after that, just to say, like, heads up, you might be called up to go join the lads in Australia, because they were doing a tour. So like training in Dubai, and then everyone was to go to Australia afterwards to play a series against Australia's under-19s, which was convenient for me because obviously I was heading out to Sydney from beforehand as part of my gap year to go and play grade cricket out there. So yeah, that all worked out, and luckily I got that experience. It was annoying, like I only got to play one game, but I think being part of the group and being there was as good as anything. And yeah, not many other people can say it. But yeah, no, it's cool.
So I remember when one of your games was on TV.
Yeah.
And I think the news had kind of filtered through, our parents were on these group chats.
Yeah.
Because I know you're not on social media too much, right? And it's our parents were on these group chats, and I think you're hearing whispers that
Bro,
Sheridan's on
the
a game
group
on
chats are
TV.
so active.
Yeah, they're active, man. They're so active.
They're so active. I just go on WhatsApp and I see like 200 plus messages from one family group chat from mum's side, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered. Like, with all due respect,
But it's
yeah,
good
like,
though. It's
bad me
good at
saying it,
spreading what's going
yeah,
on.
no,
you
yeah,
know what I
obviously,
mean?
yeah, you appreciate it, and I
Yeah,
appreciate it a
man.
lot. I think it's good though. Yeah, I mean the support on those group chats. You're like, even with someone's birthday, bro, everyone's on
Yeah.
it. Everyone's on it and saying happy birthday. But yeah, no, like obviously looking back at it, going on those group chats and reading whatever, like, oh, good luck, so proud of you, this and the other. It's wholesome, and it's important as well.
100%.
Yeah,
Man.
it's important.
It's so important because I mean,
yeah, so many people like don't have that.
yeah,
So many
bro.
people aren't supported by family.
Well, we kind of spoke on it.
Yeah.
Off camera, we've
Yeah.
got big
A
families.
massive family, yeah.
I mean, what would you say? You know, how big a part have your family played in you know you getting to this point?
Big time. I mean, I think my biggest role model is probably my dad, just because he's always sort of been there for me, like disciplined me well. So like when I was younger and I ever was out of line, he'd discipline me, and that sort of put me straight and everything else. But that comes from the generation before him as well, because obviously he was from the Caribbean, and he was brought up more by his grandmother. His grandmother. And yeah, I guess that it all filters down, and we're a product of our parents. So yeah, no, a big impact he's played, especially. But I mean, my mum, my other siblings as well. Yeah, it all plays a massive part. And that, yeah, as you said, it filters through to everyone else.
100%, bro. I mean, obviously with your dad, I've kind of grown up being involved with cricket and knowing that your dad is obviously the guy when it comes to cricket.
He just loves it.
Yeah,
he loves it too much. I don't understand how he loves it so much. Like sometimes I sit back and just watch him, like when he's coaching and stuff as well. Like, or he'll coach on Saturdays, like from 10 to like 9 p.m.
Wow.
Or sometimes earlier to later, and it's like, don't ever catch me doing that. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm pretty sure I've told him, like, Dad, I'm so sorry, but I'm not doing this and I'm older. Yeah, no, he just loves the sport. And like he taught himself sort of how to play and everything else, and he just studied it, I guess, from when he was younger in the Caribbean. But yeah, no, he loves it too much.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you and all your siblings play cricket to a high level?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So Shelv, he went to Loughborough. He played Bucks, minor county stuff, for the first team. I think he got up to 12th manning for Middlesex, their first team. So he was always sort of there on the verge and whatnot. And then Shanika and Teresa both played for Berkshire, the women's team. They still play cricket now. They play for Ickenham. So they just have their fun with women's cricket on Sundays, which is good, because they're still obviously active and whatever else. Teresa went to Loughborough. Teresa went to Loughborough and I think was given the chance, I think, to play and take that next level, but she's obviously so in love with maths. So she was like, nah, sort of thing. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, everyone plays, apart from Mum, really. But she still plays from time to time. I get it down in the training hall and chuck some balls down at her, which is quite funny.
I mean, that just shows, though, right? The kind of influence that your dad has had on your kind of journey and getting you to this point.
Yeah, I don't really sit back and reflect on it too much, but it's important to, because then you remember like who's been there and whatever else, and yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet that I can say that as well, because I said before, loads of people can't or don't, and you sort of feel bad for them. But yeah, no, it's all very important.
100%. We're definitely blessed in that regard to have supportive families and families that obviously want you to do well.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, one of the things I wanted to ask you was, how old were you when you first started like properly playing cricket?
Yeah, so I think my first game was when I was 9.
Wow.
So so 10 years ago. But that would have been like, I think I played hardball cricket at 9. But everything before that would have been like incredible. You know, like the plastic little cricket ball things, those, and then just training with Dad. But I think he wanted to let me play club cricket first before joining county cricket, because just to let me learn for myself that if something doesn't go right, that it's fine. So obviously with county cricket you have the added pressure or you're representing your county. Obviously, at like 9 and 10, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, no one even knows. The kid, like, you wouldn't even know yourself, but still, like, it plays a big factor in your head. So I think, I played club cricket before I played county cricket, hardball wise anyway. But yeah, 10 years ago.
Wow, so you're playing hardball cricket when you were 9 years old?
I think so. It's either 9 or 10, one of the two. I actually don't even know. It's one of the two, though.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So how, and then from that point to now, it's been more or less, twice a week training?
Yeah, so I think, my busiest was probably when I was at Bradfield, because obviously having to balance work and playing cricket as well. And I had that freedom in my last year, which was last year, obviously with free periods and everything else. So if I wasn't studying, I could go and play cricket, go and do whatever I wanted to, basically. But yeah, I mean, in the summer, I think it might have been last year or a couple of years ago, I think I went a whole week, maybe 6 days playing cricket.
Wow.
Which is, it's long. it's so long. Like with cricket, bro, you're there for the whole day. It's not like a football match, like you're over in an hour and a half. Like cricket, you're there, you're committed the whole day. And especially when you're playing like multi-day games, like 2-day cricket, 3-day cricket, 4-day cricket, it's draining. It's like mentally and physically draining. But that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Cool. And I mean, it's fun. I find it fun.
Good. That's the key, right?
Yeah,
you have to enjoy it.
You have to enjoy it. Otherwise, you get worked up too much and you start nitpicking everything, and that's when I think you start to fail at that point. But you got to enjoy it. Otherwise, what's the point?
Have you ever found yourself in a position where you're not enjoying it so much?
Yeah, I think so. This season, I haven't had the best of seasons. Just like kept failing, and I was like, I don't know why. But then I was lazy behind the scenes, and that I wasn't training as much when I should have been. And I think the biggest change from this season compared to last is the amount of cricket I'm playing, like midweek. So as I said, I was training at school, playing at school on Saturdays, playing on Sundays for the academy with Surrey, and then training with them on either Tuesday or Thursday. Compared to this year where I'm playing, I was playing 4-day cricket, training as and when I could really, and then playing on Saturdays as well. So there's a little bit of difference, but definitely I do find myself throughout the season where I'm not enjoying myself because I'm failing. But I think with sport and with cricket, like as I said, things can happen so quickly, and all it takes is one innings and you're fine. Like it's weird. It's a weird one. But yeah, it's just about how you cope with it, I think. Because people cope with it really well. Others, their head's gone. I think you got to find your way of coping with things, because everyone's different. Everyone's wired differently. Whether it be talking to someone about it, staying on your own, like just training more, anything. I think finding something specific to you is so important.
So I suppose your role in the team is different as well, right? Because you're a batsman.
Yeah.
That is your bread and butter, and that's pretty hard thing to be able to do consistently, right? Actually get, you were saying before you're hitting like 100, like that's obviously going to be really hard to.
It's difficult as a batsman compared to a bowler, because I mean you get one ball, you're gone for the rest of the day. Like there's games this year where I've been out within the first 5 overs, and I'm like, what am I doing here? Compared to last year when I was enjoying my time at the crease, and I was enjoying being there and entertaining for other people as well. Batsman versus bowler debate is so techie, bro. Like as a bowler you get 6 balls at a time to get 1 wicket. As a batsman you get 1 ball and you're done. Like, and your head's in the dumps for the rest of the day. And then like imagine fielding on top of that, and like you drop a sitter or something, like you just feel worthless.
Long day.
Yeah, it's a long day, but it's fun. Like you got to enjoy it, as I said. Otherwise, what's the point? Because
that's the thing as well. You can caveat that, and obviously when a batsman is able to just smash out the park, it's like so impressive. It's like, wow, the nerve to be able to do that.
I think people don't realise sometimes, but the best batsmen, the fact that they can do it so consistently is unbelievable. against world class bowlers as well,
Mm.
who you put up against other batsmen, and they're getting you out like four or five times out of six. Like,
Mm.
so.
Well, that's
yeah.
the thing. There's surely so many moving parts as a batsman where it can kind of go wrong.
Yeah. Oh, loads. Yeah. But as I said before, it's your way of coping with it. I mean, I remember at the crease last year, I think if I didn't connect with the ball, if I missed the ball, I'd take a walk towards square leg or towards the umpire, just like sort of let myself leave the game for a sec, and then come back, focus on the next one, and that helped me a lot just to calm down. But yeah, no, it's different for everyone.
Do you do anything outside of the match? So say if you're going through like a little bit of a shaky run of form, is there anything you do outside of cricket that kind of brings you back into like a calm kind of state?
I love music.
Sick.
I mean, like, it's not much, but I told you before, I love Kanye. I absolutely love him. Like, listening to music calms me down. Whether I'm just, like, I don't know, falling asleep to it or just chilling, bro. Just on my phone or just literally sitting in bed, just looking up, just listen to music is a big thing for me, I think. But there's not too much other than that, to be honest. So I play Xbox quite a bit with my mates, which is pretty chill as well. That just passes the time. I get called lazy for it, but I don't care.
It's important though,
fun,
isn't it?
so
It's
yeah,
important because
you got to disconnect yourself.
Yeah, man. Otherwise, you're in that zone 24, and it's just too much. I think you do need to just.
You can't handle it. Yeah.
Nah, man. But what you're saying, so music, right?
Yeah.
So music is a big kind of part of your life.
Yeah.
So what are you putting on after a game? Say if it's not gone well, you you haven't had the best game. What are you putting on?
I'd go back to Kanye, bro. Because Kanye, I'm allowed to swear.
Yeah, you can swear.
Bro, fucking look, Kanye, like he's got so many like different attributes to him, and like he expresses so many different moods in his songs, and I fucking love it, bro. Like you have all his upbeat stuff, and then you've got like fucking choir, gospels, and everything else, and you have the sad tunes, like. So for me, I didn't even like start listening to him properly until what, a couple of years ago maybe, when I was going through like A levels and stuff, and even that it even helped me like then as well. But yeah, I fuck with him so much.
He's next
but it's
level.
so controversial though, because obviously like with what he's putting out on social media and everything else, it's obviously like he's a controversial guy, and I'm not saying I agree with whatever he's saying online, but I think you can't always connect the person with the politics.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate him for his music.
100%. You can
and what he
separate
conveys.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
But yeah, no, I love him, and I hope he's cooking up a storm, bro.
I'm sure he is.
I hope he is.
Like, bro, like this guy is just a different animal.
I know.
In terms of creatively and what's going on up here.
Yeah.
The way he's able to channel it and get it down.
Bro, I've tried making beats so many times, and I'm like, I end up hearing like a couple drums. Like, it's so bad, but yeah, no, he's crazy. He's crazy. Yeah, I love him.
I mean, it's an interesting point you kind of mentioned there. Like, you separate him, as in his kind of politics and what he says, to the music.
Yeah.
Do you think that, more kind of widely speaking, do you think that is something that, as a society, we can do? Because X is another example.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't listen to too much of X. But I don't know. It's quite hard to comment on the society.
I've hit you with a hard question there. To be fair,
it's quite hard to comment on society because there's so many different opinions and
that's true.
Everything else flying about the place. But yeah, I think it's important to try and disconnect the person and the music. I think, even though most of the time they're trying to convey the same sort of message, just enjoy the music. You know what I mean, like, it's not deep. Just enjoy the music.
I agree. I think you have to, the art and the person is different ultimately. So no, it is important to separate the two.
Yeah.
I mean, say there's a kid out there, he's like 12, 13, 14, he's got something, like he likes playing cricket, he feels like he's got something, but he's not sure if he should go all in and invest time and energy into it. What advice would you give that person?
I think, well, with anything, if you sort of know as a person what you want to do, I guess not so much from a young age, but you have these sort of inklings and what you feel like you might like doing at that young age, I think just give it a shot. you're still young. You can give it a go, and if it doesn't come out, then so what? You know what I mean? It's not going to be the end of your life. Like, it's important to try out different things, which is something, like, it's a bit cliche, but something that I sort of regret from Bradfield and the opportunity I had there, is not investing in different things, because you never know. But like, someone could have a hidden talent, and you never really get to explore it until it's too late, maybe. But yeah, I think you just got to give it your all. And with anything, like, if you're gonna make it to the top, you got to invest time. Otherwise, you won't make it. You got to be dedicated, and the commitment's crazy because it's so hard in today's society when everyone's doing something like mad. Like yourself, for example, you're only part of the way. Like, this is like, I guess in comparison to your ambitions, this is like step 1 or like step 2.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this could level up so much.
Yeah, of course.
But that's not to say that you haven't already put in so much time, because you said what, it's been a year.
Yeah,
you've even had to wait for this place to like come out the way it is, and it's not even the end of it. So it takes time. It takes time.
That's the thing, though. It takes a lot of time,
Yeah.
and a lot of like really quality time.
Yeah.
Invested.
Exactly that. But it's worth it on the other side.
Of course.
It's worth it.
Are you on like social media too much, like TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of
bro,
stuff?
like, so one of my mates sends me loads of TikToks, and like he'll say this to me and my other friends. Like, he'll send me TikToks, and I won't reply until like a week after. At which point the TikTok's been like deleted. You can't even see what TikToks he sent me. TikTok I don't fuck with too much. Snap I'm on. WhatsApp nah. Instagram I'll go on.
It's the group chats on
yeah,
WhatsApp,
bro,
innit?
there's too many group chats.
Just ruins it.
Yeah. Instagram's alright. I find myself on Instagram Reels more than TikTok.
Yeah.
Because I'm on Instagram and then the Reels just pop up, and I just find something funny, I'll just carry on. Yeah, no, that's it really. Snap and Instagram.
But you know what? The reason I ask is because we're talking there about investing time and quality time into something, right? I think when you're on these platforms like TikTok, but I think everyone's done it. Like, I've done it myself. It's like you're kind of on there, 1 video, 2 videos, hour and a half later.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what I've watched.
Yeah.
I sent a few videos to my mates, and that's all I can really remember.
Yeah.
So whereas if I invested that time in here or getting someone in here doing a podcast, whatever, it's like it's long term.
Yeah, I think though at that point you already know what you're doing in here, and the fact that you're then on TikTok, your brain's giving you that break anyway. So as I said before, it's good to have that break and disconnect yourself from whatever, because then I think you come out healthier. I mean, maybe not TikTok, because then you're just up there like on your phone, like, you know what I mean? But
I think that was crazy. I think TikTok's crazy. It's a crazy place.
It is. Oh yeah.
It's just a mad place, isn't it? It's just a mad place to be.
But yeah, no, I think it's healthy to disconnect yourself, doing whatever you want to do, really. But like in my case, I like, if there's a football match on and a cricket match on, I'm putting football on. I hate watching cricket, for example, but I just play it because I enjoy playing it. But I wouldn't, unless nothing else is on, or it's like a 100 game or something that's short and snappy. I'm not watching cricket.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
So you're not. So you would literally avoid watching the cricket.
I wouldn't say avoid, but like if football's on, I'm watching football. You know what I mean?
Do you have a team you support?
Chelsea, bro.
Yeah, come on, bro.
But
proper.
yeah, I'll be so right. I'm not die hard in it. But,
you're quick to answer that one. Though. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Just saying what I'm seeing. Yeah. Because I think cricket's too long to watch. It's too long to watch.
Do you know what? I was chatting to this guy earlier, and he was saying this football player, he's called Ben White. He doesn't actually like playing football.
Right.
But he's so passionate when he's
Arsenal
on the pitch.
baller.
Yeah, Arsenal baller. And I think the
yeah.
psychology that's so interesting.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially for him at the level he's at as well.
But it's obviously
It's
helped
weird.
him to a point where he can go training, play a game, play well, go home, switch off.
Yeah. I think because it's weird to think, well, it's sort of weird to say this, but if you're like that, I think you're then more intense in the scenario put in for that short amount of time. Where he's training, he can be more focused then, and he's not wasting his energy thinking about whatever, or looking back and nitpicking on little events for too long. So like, yeah, for me, I know when it's game time, it's game time. But apart from that, I'm switched off. I'm calm. I'm doing whatever. I'm playing Xbox still 8 in the morning, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm switched off, I'm switched off. But when I step on the pitch, then it's
like
game
you've got more
time.
to give.
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
of thing.
Yeah, I'm not wasting time thinking about what's happened.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like this season's an example. Like, I've spent so much time with my mates, but like my game hasn't been up to standards. But as I said before, it's that intrinsic feel. I felt that like probably 4 games in, and I knew something was off. But I haven't been wasting time on it, sort of thing, or like looking back on it. Yeah, I should have been training a lot more, and I take that now. Like I can accept that, but I don't like dwelling on things too much. Because it's just, I think that's a waste of time. Just gotta move on. Life continues. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that outlook's sick though, because I think when you hold on to something, it has a negative effect.
Yeah, I mean, like, it shows that you're passionate about something, but there's no point like dwelling on it. Like, you're not gonna learn anything. If anything, go out and make amends. Yeah, like my dad always says, what does he say? My brain's gone blank now. You can't like contribute when you're in the pavilion. Like, you contribute when you're out there, and that's not to say that I shouldn't be doing my background work and everything else when I'm not playing. But that just when I'm on the pitch, I'm playing, and that's when I'm focused.
I like that. I think that's obviously hearing that from a athlete. I think is
it's
a really,
as I said, like
outlook.
Loads of people have different insights and everything else, but it's quite cool to get different people's ideas on it and nitpick like that, because then you learn a little bit about yourself as well. Open up to more ideas. So it's cool. It's a weird one. No, it's subjective to you.
But I think that's something that, you know, because we have people that are going to watch who aren't necessarily athletes, but they're interested in music or videography or whatever it might be, right? So that what you just said there, I think, is something that everyone can take something from, in terms of there's no point holding on to something. Just kind of let it go, come back to it the next day. Because obviously with you know, artists or songwriters, it's writer's block, really. Like, you know, you might have a bad innings by your standards. An artist might have writer's block, and it's easy to kind of dwell on those feelings and think, you know, fuck's sake, I've kind of sat down and nothing's really happened. It's a bad day at the office. And I think it's so important to just forget about it. Clean slate, come back to it tomorrow. It's a different day. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, once you're good at something, or once you put enough time into something, then things will get better. So there's no point dwelling on it at all.
Obviously, you work super hard. You haven't just gotten to the point where you're at now, where it's like, you know, obviously you said you kind of bake off and chill in terms of, you know, playing Xbox and listening to music, but I mean, you don't get to that point overnight, bro.
But like, obviously there's the working hard aspect, but all those separate bits played such a massive part onto it. So like baking with my mates, bro, like I'll do it for a whole day, but it helps me relax. And I think my parents like understand that now. Even though like dad would say, come on, not get your priorities right, but like make sure you sort yourself out first before like you forget about something or anything else. But like the music and just chilling, disconnecting Xbox, like, bro, it all connects.
Of course it does. 100%. But, you know, everyone's got their own way of kind of navigating through their own journey, so it makes perfect sense, bro. But, I mean, we're all really excited to see what the next 12 months and then the 12 months after that kind of has in store for you. Cheers. Really appreciate you coming on, bro. Honestly, it's been an interesting conversation. It's been really good.
It's been. I was really excited, and it's been class.
Good,
I'm honoured.
Bro. We're honoured, man. We're honoured to have you on, bro.
Good.
Like I say, super excited to see how the next 12 months unfolds.
You too, man. You too.
Love, bro. More blessings. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it. But guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been Sheridon Gumbs. Stay tapped in on his journey, because he's obviously gonna go super far. But thank you again. We'll catch you on the next one.